What is this Tesla? What, how? As well as Facebook being sad that Apple is gonna lose them a lot of money, and Dish thinks that T-Mobile is the Grinch. Let's get into the hot news, my friends. I'm your host, Brett. We're gonna be going over the hottest tech news that I can find on the internet, and sometimes the ugliest tech news that I can find on the internet. Let's talk about the Model S Plaid Plus Black and Gold Edition, which is just absolute. Look at this thing. It's a nightmare of a Power Ranger fused with a Plaid Plus thing that is insanely gaudy, easy to likely strip off that gold plating on those rims, and just gonna be an eyesore on any city street that it appears on. This is part of Caviar's branding that they do, where they just gold plate things. They've done iPhone 12s, they've done PlayStation 5s, and now the Tesla Model S Plaid Plus is getting that treatment. They announced the electric car is presented in black and adorned with decorative elements covered with 999 gold and double electroplated technique. The radiator grille, side skirts, disc, rear view mirrors, and elements of the rear and front bumper are covered in gold. Additionally saying, imagine yourself driving this car, a respectable, high-quality, oil-colored body and a dazzling glow of gold. Oil-colored, really, on a Tesla? What are you doing? You're not just driving the car of the future. This is a new word in luxury car modding. Do they mean world? If you're gonna sell a $300,000 car, at least proofread before you upload. If you think that they will turn after you and look with an admiring glance, you are not mistaken. That is exactly what the Caviar Model Excellence 24K is made for. We are confident that the synthesis of high technology and luxury materials is exactly what you need. It's not just a car. It is the quintessence of sophistication, luxury, and self-confidence. Dare to walk such a beast along the main streets of the city? Be careful, you can dazzle those around you with your splendor. $300,000, that's a $135,000 markup on a car that already costs $165,000 and looks like this. It's oil covered on an electric vehicle, and that Caviar symbol looks a lot like an upside down Maserati logo. Let me know what you think of this down below in the comments. I don't appreciate it, but what I do appreciate is a good night's sleep, which is why I'm excited to bring on a new sponsor to Hot News, and that is Chili Sleep. I actually did an entire review of their product over on UFD Tech, which is why I'm so excited to have them as a sponsor. It's a mattress topper or a blanket that you throw onto your existing bed, and then you get liquid cooled to either cool you down or even heat you up. It has a cool mesh side with water channels that go in and make it so that you can get the sleep of your dreams at a comfortable temperature, and making it so that you don't have to run your entire house to air condition or heat it up. You can just make sure that your bed's taken care of and potentially even reduce your electricity bill with that. They have multiple things that you can check out: the Chili Pad, the Uller sleep system, and the weighted chili blanket. I have the Uller for both me and my wife, and I absolutely love it because it has things such as an easy to use app support that allows you to control the temperature directly from your smartphone, as well as smart scheduling to make sure that your bed is only on when you're going to be using it, as well as a heated alarm system, which makes it so that the bed heats up right before you want to wake up and your body is just warmed out of bed. I absolutely love this feature. I miss it so much not being at home. It helps you to fall and stay asleep easier and create and maintain a great sleep schedule. I miss my Uller so much. I can't wait to go back home to use it again. So if you guys could check it out at the link in the video description. Big thanks to Chili Sleep for sponsoring today's episode of Hot News. Now let's talk about something that riled my gears back when it happened. Voltswagen is getting investigated by the SEC. It's not quite known why they're investigating, but it's happening. This was a thing that was apparently a premature April Fool's joke, which led to the CEO of Volkswagen of America lying to a bunch of journalists and saying, no, this is real. We're changing our name from Volkswagen to Voltswagen. And they released a press release about this on March 29th, multiple days before April Fool's Day, and then confirmed to the press that this was indeed real, only to retract it before April Fool's Day even happened. And now they're getting investigated by the SEC. Why? Who knows? But Volkswagen, stop. But Volkswagen's not going to stop when it comes to rolling out chargers to their Electrify America network. They've announced that they have 600 charging stations in the US and that they're on track to have over 800 by the end of the year, with 3,500 chargers open or under development. In an alternative charging network, ChargePoint has announced that they now have Android Auto support, so that when you look at your Android Auto setup, it'll put the chargers on Android Auto so that you can navigate to them. It's a good feature, catching up to Tesla. I love it. And while you're on the streets roaming for electric vehicles, you can talk about the street date of the new iMac and iPad Pro. The new indication is that these will be shipping out on May 21st, where you'll be able to get these M1 chips. They went available for sale this morning, in case you're interested in those, but Apple announcing that they're not gonna sell all of them in their physical stores, only a select few. The green, pink, blue, and silver will be available in the Apple Store, but any other color will only be available online. So deal with it, nerds. But Apple also announcing how much money they made, and it was a lot. iPhone and Mac sales up from the beginning of the pandemic. They're just making tons of cash. Facebook, however, is scared that they're not going to be making as much cash due to the iOS 14.5 update that has rolled out, which we covered in a previous episode of Hot News this week, with Facebook specifically calling out Apple and saying things such as, "We continue to expect increased ad targeting headwinds in 2021 from regulatory and platform changes. And even though we're up 45% during the first 3 months of 2021, our money going away very bad because we need to track people without their consent." I didn't listen to the call, so I just added my own intonation there. But they also announced that Facebook Marketplace has over 1 billion users, with over 1 million shops and 250 million users interacting with those storefronts each month. Facebook just apparently doing well, even though so many people that I know, at least in the tech sphere, are just getting off of Facebook altogether. But they want to bring you back in with news, and that's why they've announced that they're going to spend $5 million paying local reporters to join its news publication platform that they're going to have self-published on Facebook. They're looking to strike multi-year deals with selected journalists who can earn more through subscriptions, but trying to target areas without an existing news source. Essentially, they're trying to compete with Substack, who's also announced a $1 million initiative to start paying local news reporters 1-year advances in order to get them to start writing for Substack's platform. So obviously Facebook copying other people's features, which Instagram does again. Instagram Live allows you to turn off your video so that you can have an audio only hangout with people, kind of like Clubhouse, except for you're not going to as easily have the ability to add people in, but Facebook giving you the ability to turn off your camera while you're live streaming, and you can mute yourself too. So just the perfect stream. And what's not perfect is Dish and T-Mobile. They don't like each other. And Dish, in their earnings report, called T-Mobile the Grinch because, according to the trade agreements between T-Mobile and Sprint when they merged, Dish was going to acquire Boost Mobile. However, it now appears that with the merger, T-Mobile has announced that they're shutting down the CDMA network that Boost Mobile actually uses, thus killing everything that Dish has acquired for Boost Mobile and ruining their chances at having Boost Mobile be a successful network. Just good stuff. At which point the chairman of Dish Network said, "They've become the Grinch. The uncarriers become the uncaring carrier." I bet he spent a lot of time working on that. But you know when the Grinch comes around? It's winter, yeah, Christmas. That's the whole idea. You remember that cold snap that Texas had? Well, it cost Samsung a lot of money too, because according to the report, they lost $270 million from the Texas plant shutting down when the weather got really rough in Texas and things froze over. And if Peacock somehow survives the end of, I'd say 2022, I would believe that reality has frozen over. But according to reports, Peacock has signed up 9 million people after adding WWE and The Office. However, it's not known how many of those are paying customers, since Peacock does have a free ad-supported platform. Peacock with 9 million people is actually a pretty decent number. I personally think Peacock's strategy is that they're not going to have enough people paying for the service once the novelty of The Office wears off. So their last hurrah, their last ditch effort to get people to be on the platform is to create an Office reunion special that you can only watch on Peacock. It's going to be like an hour thing, or it might be like one of those live script readings of an episode that was like never aired, something like that. They're going to try to draw you in with some exclusive Office content, and then they're gonna die. And this episode of Hot News has died, so why don't you go check out the video that I did over on UFT Tech, where I tried to get xCloud running on my Tesla. It's not as ugly, it's just red, it's not black and gold. Anyways, check that video over on UFT Tech, and I'll see you next week for some more Hot News, my friends. Cheers.